Excellent. So, this is now the morning of day 3. You're all milling about in the chapel. You know, this is kind of like one of the common areas where you'd be. And let's go. Let's do this. I was kind of expecting Al to be here, so but we'll skip the story for the time being. Where are we in the... A woman's scream shatters the peacefully haunting chimes of a liturgical hymn. You suddenly notice an unholy stench. A panicked man sprints towards you, rushing for the door. Fleeing from the group of shambling, rotting human figures clad in patients' gowns. Out of nowhere, Poxwalkers have just streamed through.
Oh god.
Poxwalkers are like basically zombies.
Yeah, they don't sound good.
Like me. I put the Poxwalkers. Okay. So this is just to get you back into the swing of combat. I won't take it very seriously because I'm sure we're all still a bit rusty. But there are a lot of Poxwalkers, so we'll see how we get on. So because they've basically taken the place by surprise, they get their turn first. So each of these Poxwalkers is a mob. So they are 3. They represent 3 Poxwalkers. Let's see who was first. Let's move these guardsmen out of the way for the time being.
Where is this? Oh.
And I do have a model for your Cybermastiff, but we'll say that he's not here for the moment. Okay. Who would like to go first? Who would like to react first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
Yes. Fabio grabs it by the balls. I like it.
Okay. So, do you draw weapons or anything like that, or you just have? Is that not part of this combat system?
Draw your weapon. It's a free action to draw your weapon. You just say, "I draw my weapon and I shoot." So you can just go for it.
Excellent. So I've got a chainsword that I want in one hand, and a las pistol that I want in the other hand. So I will fire off with my las pistol.
Yep. Let me just bring up the stats for your mastercrafted las pistol because I've just realised that you're gonna need it, aren't you?
Cool.
So what's your las pistol currently? I think it's
7 plus 1 ED, 1 salvo, and then 6, 12, 18 range. Pistol and reliable.
Cool. Okay. So let's have a look. Las pistol. Let me zoom in. If you could change that to a 10 for the damage. That's essentially what it is. It just adds 3 extra damage to your damage rating. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you've drawn both, have you?
Yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I will. Where I'm here. So if I move I'll move closer to here. I don't think I've got control over my character.
Okay, so let me do that for you. How do I do that?
It's okay, let's focus on shooting first actually. Shoot the last pistol, then move in afterwards. So you said damage 10. Do I roll 10 dice? Is that what I'm doing?
So damage 10 means that you do 10 damage. What you do have to do is roll to hit first.
Okay, and that's my ballistic score, is it?
That would be your your agility and ballistic skill.
Yeah. So I've got 5 of those. Oh no.
Okay, so you do hit it, however you do have a complication.
Right.
I don't traditionally do the complications, I leave that up to the player to decide what happens. So if you'd like to decide
that's right.
what happens?
Yeah, so what happens is and it fires off a bolt, a las round at the nearest Poxwalker, but it gets jammed, so I can't use it next round. It's going to take a round to clear the fault with it. Something's faulting with it.
Okay. You have killed a mob of these Poxwalkers, by the way.
Amazing.
Okay. That one moves up, which is my turn.
Yep. Do I get to move as well, moving closer, or is that?
Yeah, you can do that as well. So basically, your combat actions are do you have the cheat sheet available?
No, I don't.
Cool. I can just pop it up here so someone kindly sent us this cheat sheet, and there's a few things you can do when it comes to combat actions. So you can do actions, advanced actions, attacks, movement, and things. So typically, what I say is you can move your speed in meters. You can do a simple action, which is reload a gun and draw a sword, kick open a door that's not obviously locked, and look around. And you can also make an attack. An advanced action would be a full round attack or a multi-attack, which you'd sacrifice something like movement for. And then you can
I get it.
defend and things like that. So similar to like Pathfinder, but
yeah.
I
get you. So I've drawn I've drawn for free.
Yep.
I've shot, and I would say that I'd be okay to move then, without having too much action economy going on there. I reckon I'd be okay with that.
Yep. Cool.
It's just moving in one step to be in between. To be just right up in the face of this next one.
Yep. So you should be able to move your characters now.
Okay. Fab. EO.
Fab EO.
There we are.
Cool. Okay. Next, who would like to go next?
I whip out the shuriken pistol that I've sort of been hiding. Obviously, the long rifle is still all sort of covered. I'm going to make a multi-attack, obviously taking a +2 difficulty to all the attacks.
Cool.
On the first. So I will. I'm not going to target the one that Fabio is sort of engaged with. I'm going to sort of target the next two closest. So I'll shoot at this one first. The extra dice that's on the damage. That's when's that active? I can't remember.
Extra dice for
damage.
The ED. Yeah. So that is you roll that when you do the damage.
Right,
so
no,
you'll
that's
have
fine.
like 10 plus 3 ED.
So on the first one I got a 6
to hit. Yeah. Okay, you hit it. Which one are you aiming for? Sorry.
Sorry. So the first one there.
Yep. Okie. That
one. So I've then got one extra damage die.
Yep. And then so however many
damage
plus whatever comes up on the ED.
So an extra 1. So a total of 11.
11. Okay. That's destroyed then.
And then obviously this one's at an extra difficulty of +2 for the second attack. Shoot at this one here, who's the next technical closest.
Well, it looks like you hit him.
So yeah, I mean,
Wow.
and deal 10 straight damage.
10
I do
damage.
one thing, remember, one thing.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Ikavon, would you like to take your turn?
Sure, yeah. So my long blade has the lowest range of 12, which means I cannot fire it under that range, can I?
We decided that we're just going to ignore the lowest range of things. You will.
Yeah.
You're meant. Yes, we're not going to. I mean, if you've got a gun and you're shooting it at someone, it's going to hit them. So there is. I believe. I might stand corrected. That if you shoot a weapon at its highest increment, so if it's like 36 or 48 or whatever, you take. Yeah. It's a +2 to the difficulty to hit, which I accommodate for with the defense of the character. So what I'm going to do is, when you guys are shooting in close range, I'm just going to add to the difficulty of the shot. So roll whatever you normally roll, and then when it comes to the defense of that creature, I'll put that into account.
Sure.
And it will just be the case of, because a sniper rifle is clunky and they're hard to swing around in when you get further into combat. So for all intents and purposes, guys, roll your dice, and I'll just work that in the background like we do with 2E does, where it makes the DM do all the work. So
yeah, because you get a +1 bonus dice to ranged attacks within your short range as well.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do then, because I'm going to practice getting everything back as scratch. So, long lays is out. I'm going to take the aim action and make a cooled shot. So I'm going.
He's getting back into it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Mild overkill.
Yeah, I'm going to take the +4 for the +2 ED. And then I'm going to double it because of my dead shots ability.
Sure. Yeah.
Basically, let's get all this out of the way now.
Yeah,
so my dead doubles it. So that's a +2 raised to a +4, and then so I think it's so usual with the long lays it's +1 ED, but doing this, and because it's reliable as well, so I should get 3 +4 +7 ED, so 10 +7 ED. That's only doubling the shot modifier. If not, that would be +10 ED.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
This is why we did so much damage last time.
Yeah, was this the +7 or +10? Do I only double the cooled shot, or do I double all the ED?
You double
All of it.
You just double, as far as I know, you just double the ED.
Okay.
You double the bonus ED you receive, so it's not your base ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's as far as I know. I can look it up for the next session, but that's yeah.
So I've added 4 onto the DN of this, so I'll take my shot. And I'll shoot at one of these. I actually shoot at one of the back guys, so it's actually at least closer to being legal.
Sure. Yep.
All right. So I roll 7. That's 6 in total.
6 in total.
Yeah.
You absolutely obliterate this thing. I don't know your damage. I know that it will.
Oh, come on, roll the 7 extra damage.
Yeah, roll it for the sake of entertainment.
For the comedy value.
Yeah.
Well, it was 10 if it was all the ED doubled. So.
No, it's only the bonus ones, but yeah. So that's 12 damage.
Yeah. It just never stood a chance. Just obliterated it.
Okay, but that's cool. That's some getting back into it and learning.
Yep, that definitely caught me off guard. Okay, and now we're back round to Fabio.
So Fabio's now in close quarters with this one, and with his chainsword, which has brutal and parry. So my chainsword swings.
Plus weapon skill, you're correct.
Yeah, so swing with my chainsword.
That's right, because the damage you add your strength value to, don't you?
Yeah.
Add your strength to your weapon's value bonus from before inflicting wounds. So, what's your strength?
My strength is 3.
So that's on top of the. So what was it, like 10 plus 4 ED or something?
The damage of this is 8 plus 4 ED.
Okay, so add 3 to the 8. So yeah. So you get 11 plus 4 ED. Okay, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah. So what's when it says +1 to the result of each extra damage dice? I haven't rolled the damage dice, have I?
The ED is the damage dice. Oh no, you're just hitting, aren't you, at the moment? Yes. Okay. So now when you roll your for your damage, you have hit the creature, by the way. When you roll for your damage, it would be 11 plus 4 ED. I think you said for the.
11 plus 4 ED, so 1 extra to each damage dice. So I got 4 damage dice, so I do get my 8 plus an extra 4, and then 4 damage dice on top. How does I'm querying how brutal works?
Yes, I believe what happens is you roll your damage, the normal damage dice, and you add +1 to whatever your result is. So if you get like 2 icons, you've got 2 extra damage.
I see. Okay, so how many do I roll if the damage is 8 plus 4 ED?
So four dice. So you've done 8 damage and you're rolling 4 extra dice. Cool. So that's because you've got 4 icons there. You get +1 for every icon. So you've done 8 there. So
I've done 16 damage in
16.
total.
Yes. Yeah. So this thing absolutely gets torn to shreds.
Shred it.
And I'll let you have your pistol fire as well.
Oh, right. So
You fire your pistol in combat, so we can assume that you've done both at the same time.
fantastic. So shredded with one arm and with the other hip shot. No, we said it was jammed. It was jammed this turn.
Sure. Okay. So you
Can't fire that
you can clear your pistol as part of this test.
Yeah. So it'll be.
Fine for the next one.
Yeah. So clear the fault on my pistol this turn.
My turn. I'm gonna have a hit. The slow zombie Poxwalker just claws at you, Ikavon, but it's not meeting you, or it's just hitting thin air.
Yeah. Well, actually, to be fair, is this defense? My defense is 1. I'm not sure.
What's your defense is 1. Okay. What's your resilience?
7.
Okay, there you go. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have a defense of 1, but your resilience is pretty good, so you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, plus primitive armor is included. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Who was next? Amonel.
Yep. So I'm going to do the same thing. Do the multi-attack. As it's a pistol, I can shoot into engaged range. So I'm going to take that first shot against the one directly in front of me.
Yeah.
Just to sort of get rid of the one that's sort of in our face, as we're not fans of that. So yeah, I'm not going to do anything silly. So that's an 11 to hit.
11 to hit. Yeah, you hit it. As you haven't done by now, these zombies aren't really much of a threat.
Yeah, 10 points of damage to the first one.
Not to you elite. Oh Christ. Okay. Not to you elite types.
And then the second one with it is a +2 difficulty, but it's an 8 to hit.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll be again the closest, and it's very dead. Yeah.
Yep.
And then that's my turn.
Yep. And Ikavon, you're up. Last Poxwalker makes his way to Fabio. Takes a swing at him. I'm assuming this. Once again, he leans on you, basically. He's like trying to lean on you with like Ikavon, go for it.
Yeah, I will simply just switch to my las pistol for this one, and I will aim with it as my instead of movement, and then fire.
Sure.
7.
Yeah, you hit it. It's dead. It's gone. Okay, that was underwhelming combat. You guys are already veterans, and
that was great fun.
Yeah, that was
I
great
like absolutely wiping things out occasionally.
I'm sat here like, wow, is that even interesting to play against? Like, I don't know.
It is every so often, like just being like, we feel so godly.
It was a quick and like just a quick refresher, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
So as the last Poxwalker falls, the sergeant runs in with 3 other troops.
I instantly stow my shuriken away.
Good shout, because she would have definitely asked you about that. Emperor bless us, these bloody things again, says Sgt Grosvenor as she kneels down to inspect a Poxwalker. Fabio, would you like to roll me an intelligence check, please?
Yep. So intelligence. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
When you were dealing with the logbooks, you noticed an entry that read that there have been 2 similar Poxwalker attacks in the last month or so.
Yeah.
And would you have brought this up to her at some point during those 2 days, or would you have just noted?
Yeah, because I brought it up right at the start. Like how many incidents had there been in the last 100 days?
Yep.
So we'd have talked enough about this that I knew something.
Sure.
About it.
So she would have told you the following. Okay, so you would have known from your conversation that she has no idea where these Poxwalkers are coming from. This is the first time that anyone has actually witnessed this amount of Poxwalkers coming from a particular direction. Obviously, she didn't catch it this time, once again, because she was busy in her study before she got notified that there were Poxwalkers running about. You, however, noticed that they were coming from this direction, from here, from where the main hospital wing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know this isn't the first attack. The problem is, Konig can't find a reason as to why this keeps happening. No one in the wards is specifically transforming. Look, we're going to clean up this mess. Would you mind looking into the source of this? Just keep this on the low. The last thing we need is a panic on our hands.
Yes, well, of course I will be looking into this. It's very disappointing that none of the recruits had found something like this and were stationed nowhere near. It's a disappointing outcome from my training that we don't have more, I guess, troops that have a little bit more savvy about them. They should do by now. But hey, it hasn't been long enough, really, for some of them to get planet-wise.
Based on my just walking around the general facilities as it is, they can barely dress themselves.
I've
Had his hat basically on backwards.
Yeah, as you guys are talking, I could sort of get down to my haunches and I actually roll over one of these corpses. I kind of want to see what they're wearing, what their attire is, like who are these people before they transformed.
Sure, I won't make you make an awareness test for that or anything like that because it's just obvious, isn't it? They're wearing hospital gowns.
And you're not missing any of your attendants, your stows, whatever, patients?
Well, during the last attacks, we actually investigated this and we hadn't lost anyone from their beds. The problem is, I'm just at a loss, I'm stumped. Look, see what you guys can uncover. I'd be really grateful. I think first off, try and find the source. Maybe Chirurgeon Konig can help, though he's always busy. He's probably your best bet. He's in charge of the whole sanitarium here, as you know. He holds an office further in where he holds information and samples of pathogens that he's studying to cure. If anyone can help uncover this infestation, it would be him.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you are now free to roam this huge sprawling map to uncover clues as to where these Poxwalkers came from. So I won't get you to move your pawns across the map or anything like that. Just I'll move one pawn. Well, actually, if I just put you all together, I can just put you all together. Like
drag.
Yeah, and I can drag you all together in one go. So here's the entrance to the sanitarium, and is there anything you want to do before you start investigating? Any like unfinished business or anything? Do you want to gear up? I suppose you already are geared up, aren't you? I suppose.
And who was it? Was it a sergeant that we were just talking to just then?
That's right. Yeah, the Sgt Grosvenor. If you have any questions, now's probably a good time to ask.
Yeah, and what was the name of the lady that we brought with us that's in the hospital?
Anastasia Gross.
And how long has it roughly been? We've had probably a couple of days now of being here, haven't we?
That's right. She should regain consciousness any time now.
Sergeant, before we investigate this a little further, can you just give our party the reassurances that Anastasia is safe? Can you at least send a guard post to her side so that no such outbreak should occur and not be dealt with whilst we are unavailable?
Oh, you're the day sergeant. If you feel like you need someone to support Anastasia, feel free to send one of your men.
I'll go over to is there a radio or a comms port in this room?
Not in this room, no. But there are three guardsmen just standing there. If you want to just order one of those to do it.
Yeah, and so I'll Guardsman Thacker, and that's the first one, Thacker. Guardsman Thacker, over here. Faster.
Yes, sir. Yes. He's the one that is a bit unkempt. That Amonel came.
I sort of walk up. I wouldn't use him. He's the one that can't dress. Has he at least tidied himself up?
He looks like he's in fear of his life after seeing these Poxwalkers. I'll be honest with you. He's obeying Fabio's every command and will do so. But he's until today he's green. He's never been used to this. He's fresh.
Thacker, I want you and Bailey by Anastasia's side at the double. We don't want anything happening to her, and we don't want any such problem like this undealt with. So I'm assuming that the place that she is at is quite easy to get to and doesn't require him going down these corridors.
It's literally the first room as you enter the hospital, yeah. So he should be okay. Cool.
Thacker, get Bailey, and you two go by Anastasia's side. Should I be gone for any more than my shift? Inform Night Sergeant. What was his name? Night Sergeant
Grosvenor.
Night Sergeant Grosvenor. That I've posted two recruits to Anastasia's side until we return.
Yes, sir. Come on, Thacker, you twit. And they both go off, and they are posted. You'll spot them as you enter the sanitarium. They're posted.
That is amazing. Thacker and Bailey.
It's brilliant. Okay, so that's been done. I guess we're going to enter the sanitarium now, aren't we? Proper.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, right. So as you walk towards the entrance to the sanitarium, you are briefly bathed in a cleansing mist. If you look on the map, that is the blue thing here. So you pass through.
After that, you burn alive.
But there are no obvious signs of quarantine or contagion prevention.
Is that some kind of sanitary thing or whatever?
Yeah, it doesn't. It actually doesn't work very well, but Well,
actually, that's going to be pretty because the walkers just walk straight through it. Clearly,
didn't affect them at all. There are three paths you can take. One leading to the left, one to the right, and a door reading St. Deploratus. This is a mouthful. Why they put this in the book, I'll never know. St. Deploratus's Sanitarium. May her blessing touch and heal flesh, the soul, and the mind. Above it, in elaborate calligraphy. So you've got a left path, a right path, and the door is to the actual place itself is in front of you. Before we do this, can everyone make me an investigation test, please? It's just everyone across the board.
Yeah. Okay, so I get if it's relating to Xenos or Imperial sources, I assume not.
It's not, but nice roll.
That wasn't me.
That's mine.
Oh yeah, so it is. What a willy. Okay, cool. So you all notice the floor is partially stained in blood, pus, and bodily fluids. There seems to be the trail left behind of the Poxwalkers. Amonel, you notice that it seems like the Poxwalkers came from the direction of the right, and the left side also shows Poxwalkers moving away from you.
Correct. This is concerning. They are spreading. I would recommend being on your guard at all times and weapons drawn and all that.
Swing las pistols out, ready to go. So, do we want to see where they came from, or maybe cleanse out these ones that went south?
Fabio, what do we know of the facility and what is to the south? I think we need to probably prioritise targets at this point.
Fabio, you would know from the data logs that to the south is the morgue.
Only the morgue to the south. Maybe a source of maybe an easy source for these Poxwalkers. I don't know so much about them. Do I need to do a check to know anything more about them, or is this like a first contact kind of thing? Individual and unique to each facility. This kind of abomination.
You make me a scholar check. Do a scholar check. Let's do one of those.
Yeah, I did get something out of scholar anyway for that last one. So yeah, I got something decent on scholar.
Cool.
And especially as I was researching the facility itself and getting to know it.
Excellent. You know that Poxwalkers aren't necessarily they're a universal thing. If ever anyone comes into contact with Chaos's influence, they can break out into pustules and boils and become a mindless zombie for the Chaos God Nurgle. They come in all shapes and sizes, depending on what Nurgle's whims are at the time. But you know this to be quite a universal disease. So it's not unique to this particular plant as such. It does need to be cleansed, otherwise it can just overtake entire planets. It can also affect. It doesn't necessarily affect the dead though. It affects newly dead people, so still warm as such, but it takes a while to incubate. So you could have someone who died recently, and then 2-3 days later they would then come alive again. But if someone's been dead for like weeks and weeks and weeks, it's not gonna infect them.
Yes, the morgue. The morgue's this way. We could well be running into them this way. I think this is a great place to go for a cleanse, a good afternoon cleanse.
Okay, so you'd like to go to the morgue?
How many days has it been since I spoke with the other?
So it would have only been 2 days.
Okay. Probably would have moved his body, hopefully, by now.
Okay, shall I dump you guys in the morgue?
Yeah, we'll go to the morgue.
Okay, we'll put you in the morgue. There you go. So you've gone south, you're in this room here. Okay, the morgue. Let me go to that section. Here we go. Inside this cold and dimly lit room, the remnants of a servitor lie battered, chewed on, and broken. Doors that should have been shut have been burst open, and body bags have been torn. Gore from the Poxwalkers lines the tiles of the floor and walls. Fabio, can you make me an intelligence test, please?
Yeah. So. Okay.
Perfect. Excellent. You remember from the floor plans and logs that the door on the other side of the room, so to the south of the room, leads to the storage room where the corpses would eventually be taken off the planet to be buried or cremated elsewhere.
That door is where bodies are stored or eventually taken off the planet. So, through there.
I suppose it's as good a place as any to go.
So do you try this door?
Is there anything else left to see in this room? There is a desk, and there might be papers on this desk. Any notes from the mortician? That's where I will be.
Yeah. So make me an investigation test, please.
Yeah. So investigation.
Okay. You can't really gather anything interesting from the papers. Although one thing does stand out to you. The people that take the bodies off-world haven't been arriving as much as they should be. So the storage for the morgue has actually kind of built up over time. There's a few more bodies piled on top of each other than there should have been in these drawers, in these like morgue doors.
Is this like a drone or something? Destroyed drone or something?
Yeah, it's a servitor. So it's like a lobotomized human that's like had been put through like absolutely agonizing pain to become more of a machine, like a servant, basically, like a machine servant. You're welcome to try and tack into it if you want to find out some information.
Yeah, I was thinking, is it like destroyed or is it still functional? Or
so it's battered up. It's been bashed up by the Poxwalkers. Some of them have tried to chew bits of the meat off of it, and it's broken up and been bashed about.
Yeah, I was going to see whether I can, if there's like a recording of its visuals or anything like that, or something way I can try to interact with it, get some intel out of it.
Absolutely. Make a technology test, please.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh, it's a great score. Okay, let's have a look at my notes. Okay, this servitor was in charge of bringing and placing the dead into the morgue and removing any augmetics and cybernetics attached to the dead for eventual repurposing. It was also used for meeting the other servitor on the other side of the door to pass on any important corpses to be taken off the planet.
Mm-hmm. All right. Show logs.
It's all corrupt. The only thing you can gather is that information.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can probably tell that these Poxwalkers have come from this room.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, what would you guys like to do now?
So should we head through and just check the other side to make sure that it hasn't gone further?
Yeah. Is there a sign of movement or going up through into this door? There's no one here, so they have to have gone somewhere. Check these grates as well. See whether they've gone into the bowels. Also, what's up over here? Is this exposed wires and stuff?
Yeah, that's where they've tried to break through the wall, part of the wall. As far as you can tell, though, the door at the other end is sealed tight and intact. The only access it has is from the outside, so when someone comes to pick up a corpse, that's the only time the door can open, from the outside.
Okay.
So as far as you're aware, they haven't left this section. They've just been forced to go upwards.
All right.
Well, I guess maybe.
So we found where it all started then. But let's find where they've gone.
Okay, so are you going to move up towards... So are you basically going to go up now instead of going into the sanctuary, or are you going to go into the sanitarium, or are you going to go into the sanitarium?
We could check the sanitarium. There's lots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Check
Okay.
the sanitarium.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'll move you guys in. Where are we? Okay. So the lights in here are dim with underpowered lamps illuminating. There are doorways on each side leading into more rooms with other patients in them. The sound of chanting is coming from all of the rooms, and it's drowning out the solemn hymns playing through the hospital's loudspeakers.
Oh, crap.
Every patient in here is rattling off a seemingly endless stream of numbers in a dull monotone. There's no immediately obvious sequence to the numbers, and no two patients are reciting the same series. All these patients seem to be Imperium troops and common folk, with the occasional lower noble mixed in. One patient in particular has a sign above his bed reading, "Warning, Psyker." Survey skulls and servitors wander the corridors, checking patients' charts and adjusting IV drips. There are two Sister Hospitalia accompanying these, Harmonia and Essentia, but only you, Fabio, would know their names.
I'm assuming it's someone different to the psyker that I met.
This is a human psyker.
Okay. Even worse.
And so Harmonia and Essentia, are they just medical personnel and nothing to do with guards?
They are, yeah. They're Sisters Hospitalier, so they're medical personnel. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see them both just here. Oh, whoops. There's one in that room, and there's one over here in that room there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go to the first room to speak to Harmonia. So,
Sure. Let me just move Anastasia to her bed. There we go. She's there.
Sorry, this is going all a bit crazy on my map. Oops.
So you're going to approach the first one, are you?
Yes. So Harmonia. Sorry, my couch just jumped there. Harmonia, can I have a status report, please? New admissions in the last 10 days?
Well, only Anastasia, which you'd be aware of. No, just everything seems to be, so dare I say it, normal at the moment. The chanting's still going on. Abacus syndrome still seems to be prevalent here. Willem Koenig is still investigating it, but we're all yet to come up with a cure or a source for this disease. Yeah, everything seems to be normal here. Why is that?
We just had an incident outside the walls of this facility here, in the corridors just beyond sanatorium. Something of concern: Poxwalkers, and I wanted to ensure we hadn't been affected in here.
Not that I'm aware of. No, everything seems to be fine and normal. Once again, Willem is nowhere to be seen, probably in his study, trying to figure out a cure for this disease. But other than that, no. Tech Priest Philonon is once again in his office, tinkering around with things, trying to figure this out himself. But everything seems nominal. Oh, your friend Anastasia, she seems to be one of the only people who doesn't seem to be chanting, which is quite strange because, for all intents and purposes, when someone gets admitted to the ward, it seems to spread.
Interesting. Well, thank you for the status report there. You must keep your eyes and ears open. Should there even be an indication of intruders, please get on the comms and have some of the security come down to aid or call for me, of course.
Of course, Sergeant, yes. Thanks for your diligent work.
Great work here.
I don't mean to pry, but when did the chanting begin?
Oh, well, it's been going on for quite some time now. I'd probably say 20, 25 days. It started with the psyker.
That was what I assumed. Am I able to speak with him?
Well, you can, but he's chanting numbers, so I'm not sure you'll get much out of him apart from that.
Yeah, I just want to go and observe him, as I literally assumed that was where.
Sure.
Probably coming from.
I haven't put him on the map, but you can assume that you go up to him in one of the rooms and you observe him for a little while. He's chanting numbers. The person next to him is also chanting numbers, funnily enough, because everyone is. They, to all intents and purposes, they're not chanting the same number at the same time. They all seem to be random.
If I go with them, can I see whether there is any kind of like tech check? If there's any kind of binary sequence or anything to them, or anything like, if there's any kind of sequence I can make from it? Or
yeah, absolutely. If you want to roll me a tech test, the other guys, if you want to aid him in this, roll me an investigation test, please.
Okay, investigation.
Yes.
Nice.
That's so good.
Do I add anything to my roll then, or just roll my usual dice?
Just tech test, just normal, and I will adjust accordingly from everyone's roll. Oh, nice. Okay. So, okay. Let me see. I did write this down somewhere. You recognise that there is a slight syncopation to the way that... I don't know what the words means, but that's what's written in this text. Light syncopation to the way the characters are reciting the numbers. If the values are broken down into groups based upon the number timing, they could be translated into a language called Lingua Technis. Something that you guys aren't fluent in, by the way.
No.
But Ikavon, you're aware that Philanon may be able to read Lingua Technis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's not actually... Yeah, because Orders Xenos. The character is fluent in one alien race, but I've not got it written down what that alien race is.
Lingua Technis is like a code language. It's not, it wouldn't be alien. It's just it's like an ADMEC code language.
Okay, yeah, that seems like something my dudes should be. It's like hey, the what's that guy's name? Sorry.
Tech Priest Philanon.
Hey, I think Philanon might be able to, if we break this down to him, he might be able to decipher some of this out. If we get a portion of this, we might be able to kind of track what they're speaking here.
Right. Should we... Well, why don't each of us take an individual to scribe from?
Yeah, sure. Or we could maybe bring him to here, or have him... Actually, no.
So
Let's scribe
you guys can assume that you've jotted down the necessary notes to take to Philanon.
Cool.
Don't worry about doing all that. That was part of the test.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It says here to assume that you would have spent an hour or so doing this. So,
That's good.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so Philanon is actually in the room down here. So you guys are going to have to come a long way down, sort of southwest. To it looks like an operating room, and there's like a lone guy standing there. So, yeah, I'll put you guys there. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So you've entered the room, and he's there tinkering around.
Hey, Priest Philanon, we made a breakthrough with the ranting and ramblings of the victims in the ward to the north. Can you tell us if you're able to decipher some of this? And I hand him the notes that we have.
Okay.
Yes, this abacus syndrome. Okay. Well done, Ikavon, for uncovering this pattern. I've racked my brain over this problem for some time now, but every test has proven inconclusive or contradicts itself. It's so frustrating. Still, yes, Lingua Technis. I see. This seems like an Epsilon level passcode. There's only 2 places that have this kind of level of protection. One of them is Willem Konig's private office, and the other one is just the grain stores and the power generators. Wow, do you think someone's trying to get into Konig's private stores of pathogens, maybe?
I mean, it would explain some of the plague walkers wandering around, right?
That does make sense.
What sort of pathogens does he study, to your knowledge?
Well, he does take quite a few samples of anything that's really come in during his time. Obviously, under the Emperor's guidance, of course, under the Inquisition's guidance.
Yes.
But I wouldn't be able to tell you, to be honest. His collection's quite something. He is adamant that he will find a cure for anything that enters this ward. Maybe report to him what you found, and he'll be able to shed some light. He has been around in the corridors recently. You might find him in his office.
Excellent. I think, given... and you said the pathogen and the grain stores were also the ones being repeated. passcodes to there?
Yes, you see the epsilon level of passcode that you'd need. Yes, there's two places, well, three really, if you think about it. The first is Willem's private office, and the second would be, yes, the grain stores that provide this sector of the planet their foods. It's like a processing plant, and the generator for this very sanitarium as well.
Can I suggest someone investigates the grain stores? Because it deeply concerns me the presence of these servants of Nurgle and the potential for contamination of food that would turn a whole world into the service of chaos.
Well, that's rather alarming and very extreme, but I suppose I could notify some of the guardsmen.
It wouldn't hurt to check.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to see sunlight for once more, and, Well, give Konig my best, and I will, I'll bump into the corridors surely, but, I'll do just that. I'll report to, the sergeant what we've discovered.
So
Excellent.
he moves his way out towards, the sergeant at that. What would you guys like to do? I guess. Yeah. Where do you go next?
All right. Well, if our choices are the private office of Willem, the grain stores, and the generator, well, the generator might be one of the most serious of places to have an outbreak. And so where is that on the map, the generator, relative to where we are?
Yep, so if you know where you've got that blue door that sprays you with useless gunk?
Yeah.
Just above that is a piece of machinery. That's the generator.
Okay.
You will know, however, that an Epsilon keycard, an Epsilon level keycard, is controlled by someone higher than anyone in this building. Konig might have one specifically for his pathogen, his office, because he has pathogens, but it would be a senior member of the AdMech from a different division that would have access to both the grain stores and the generators. So if you do turn up there, you would likely find that it would be locked and you wouldn't be able to enter. But you're welcome to go there, of course. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I see.
That these passcodes aren't given to anyone.
No, so it seems like Willem's private office, seeing what the devil Willem is up to, and
just double checking these two rooms. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you like to do first? So you've got the generator, which is that machine on the left. The grain stores are the complexes to the northwest. So you've got those lines of rooms with machinery in them, and then you've got those what they called containers, and the room with the Aquila in it as well. They're all like processing plants and storage and things.
Okay. I think the grain stores first. So let's take a look in the grain stores.
Sure. Yeah. So I won't move your characters because this is going to be very simple. You get to the grain stores and they're locked. They seem tight. They seem shut tight. For all intents and purposes, though, you do notice that the Poxwalkers have gone from the morgue also towards the grain stores, only to have to turn around and come back again because it's all locked. So if you would have followed that path upwards, you would have just realised the same thing as well. Like they couldn't get through any of the doors, so they've turned around.
Okay. So then it's Willem's office, and is that up here at the top where I'm pinging?
So
northwest, right at the very top.
It's northeast with an Aquila.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.